So the probably one of the most predictable games ended the way that we thought. The Kansas City Chiefs beat the Steelers 42-21. Um, exactly what we thought would happen. Dang. Exactly what we thought would happen is exactly what happened. The Steelers lost. I'm surprised they scored 21 points. I'm only surprised because the Steelers offense ain't like that. Like they haven't been like that for a couple years now. Which is a big reason why a lot of people are pretty much saying this is the swan song for Big Ben. But I mean, Kansas City Chiefs look like Kansas City Chiefs, man. Patrick Mahomes. Now, it did start off. The Steelers did win the first quarter. I think they went into the second quarter up 7-0, and then it was just boat race. Like Patrick, it took them a minute to wake up, but Patrick Mahomes looked like Patrick Mahomes. Pringle looked like, Pringle was getting passes. McCole Harmon was looking good. Travis Kelce had a touchdown plus threw a touchdown. It was total domination. It was complete domination. And the only reason why the Steelers had a touchdown is because Williams, the running back, fumbled the ball and TJ Watt picked it up and got a scoop and score. Aside of that, and that was in the first quarter. Now, of course, towards the end, when teams get more relaxed because they're up 30-7, Big Ben was able to throw, get Johnson involved. The old Johnson came back, bro. He kept dropping. Like he dropped 2 or 3 big passes. Like the drive was going. Like it was a good drive, and then you get to him in a clutch situation a couple times and he dropped it. And that's kind of what we saw a lot last year. But this, there's really not much. There's not much to talk about as far as this game. Now, of course, moving forward, Chiefs and Bills. Well, again, back to Saturday. That'll be a lot to talk about. But this game, nah. I will say this. Let's talk about this. What happens with the Steelers now? To me, the Steelers are they're not really they're definitely not in a good place, and I don't think they'll be in a good place moving forward. The only thing that I trust, the 3 things that I trust right now is Mike Tomlin is going to be a good coach. Mike Tomlin has been a great coach since he's been there. Najee Harris is a really good running back. And even though he did fumble, I think that was his first fumble of the season. And the defense is going to be the defense. Now, the defense is getting older. I mean, Cameron Hayward is getting older. Joe Hayden is getting older. But TJ Watt's game's going to, TJ Watt's good. Minka Fitzpatrick is good. That defense is going to be good. But that offense, man, it's not really the offense, it's the quarterback. Again, you have decent pieces. I mean, you have a really good tight end. You have Juju. Well, we need to figure out what's going to happen with Juju Smith-Schuster, Claypool, Johnson, Williams. But the quarterback position is definitely a big question mark. This Big Ben will not be returning. Even if he says, "Oh, I'm doing it one more year," he will not be doing it in Pittsburgh. Because you do the whole last game, the "I love you" to the crowd. Big Ben's not returning to Pittsburgh. I don't care. I don't care if he says, "No, I want to run it back." No, I think the fans were so elated. Not elated for him, saying, but I think that they gave him so much love because they're kind of tired of seeing him there. Not saying that they hate him or anything, but they just want Big Ben to, all right, like at this point, let us move on. Let us move on. Do not Brett Favre us. Let us move on. But it's like when you look at the quarterback market, there's really 3 quarterbacks that could change the trajectory of your franchise, and I don't see the Steelers getting any of them, and that is Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, and Deshaun Watson. I don't see Steelers getting any of them. So what do? Do you get a Tyler Huntley? But I don't think the Raven. I don't know if the Ravens will make a deal with that. What like do you? Okay, if you draft, who do you get? The dude from Pitt, the guy Radler from Cincinnati. Like, do you think that they're going to change the trajectory of your team? It's just it's good to me. It's going to be rough sledding moving forward for the Pittsburgh Steelers, especially at the quarterback position. And that's why I said they should have drafted a quarterback maybe 2 years ago when they had that really deep quarterback draft, or hell, even a year ago when you had I mean, the draft had so many now not all of them were great, but so many quarterbacks in the last few years. Now you're sitting in it and the cupboard is bare unless you just tank for another year or two to try to get Bryce Love or try to get that's it. Oh well, dude from Ohio State, he's good. Maybe Spencer Rattler, but do you want Spencer? I mean, not Spencer Rattler. Maybe yeah, Spencer Rattler, but do you know? I don't know. I don't know. It's gonna be tough sledding for the Steelers moving forward, and I don't see because they don't really have a lot of cap space either. I don't believe, but even in that, like, who are you gonna use for that cap? Who is available that you're gonna use? Like, it doesn't unless you make a trade or something, which I don't see. I don't know. I don't know. It's gonna be tough sledding for Steelers, and I'm interested to see what they do moving forward. But yeah, yeah. But again, they made it to the playoffs. I didn't expect them to make it to the playoffs, and they did. And Kansas City Chiefs handled it. Kansas City Chiefs look like the Kansas City Chiefs that we've seen. I mean, 42-20, 21.